Bonjour and welcome to another deep dive. Today we're diving into something pretty incredible, actually.
Yeah,
Um, have you ever heard of the Barkley Marathons?
I have. Yeah, it's legendary for being just brutally difficult.
Yeah, and you know how they always say like, "Oh, this is the hardest this or that."
Right.
Well, this might actually be the hardest race
Oh yeah.
in the world.
Yeah.
Like it's a serious contender.
Yeah, I think so.
And we're talking about ultra marathons, so these are already
Right. Already
the most
extreme.
extreme people on the planet doing these things.
Yeah.
And even for them, this one is like, whoa.
Yeah.
But before we even get into like why it's so difficult and all that, there's some crazy stuff about this race. Like just the origins of it are nuts.
Yeah. So, it's in Tennessee, right?
Yeah, Frozen Head State Park.
Frozen Head State Park. And
Yeah.
and it all goes back to this prison escape.
Oh yeah, 1977.
Yeah, James Earl Ray.
Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassin.
Escaped from prison,
Yeah.
and they found him after like 54 hours.
Yeah.
They'd only gone like 8 miles.
Pathetic.
I mean, he was trying to escape, I guess, but
Yeah, but like through the woods, 8 miles.
8 miles in 54 hours. Yeah.
And so the guy who created the Barkley Marathons,
Yeah.
Gary Lazarus Lake Cantrell,
Yeah, what a name, right?
he sees this on the news and he's like,
Oh, I bet I could do way better than that.
I could do at least 100 miles in that time.
Right. And that was kind of the seed of the idea.
And he wasn't even like an ultra marathon runner at the time.
No, not at all. He was just like a hiker, a trail runner,
Yeah.
just kind of a tough outdoorsman.
But he was known for this kind of dark sense of humor and kind of pushing people's buttons.
Oh, yeah. Lazarus Lake definitely has a style.
Yeah. And so this kind of fits right in.
So he gets together with his buddy Carl Hen.
Raw dog.
Yeah, Raw Dog. And they actually named the race after another friend.
Barry Barkley.
Yeah, who unfortunately passed away in 2019.
Ah,
But yeah, so 1986, they hold the first one.
nobody finishes.
Nope.
Which Lazarus Lake's like,
Like a resounding success.
he's like, yeah, that was the point, kind of.
Exactly.
Make something so hard that nobody finishes.
But it's not just about the distance, right? Because 100 miles, that's tough. But people do that.
Oh, yeah. People run 100 miles all the time.
All the time, it's the terrain.
Yeah.
So it's 5 loops, right?
5 loops of roughly 26 to 28 miles each.
Right. But some people say it's actually way longer,
Yeah, I've heard up to like 35 miles a loop.
which would make it like a 175-mile race total.
Yeah, it's hard to know for sure because they don't tell you.
They don't tell you anything.
Yeah, that's part of the fun or the horror of it.
Right.
But so yeah, 5 loops of however many miles each through this dense forest.
Yeah. And it's not like a nice trail, it's off trail.
Yeah, it's like bushwhacking.
Bushwhacking up and down these crazy hills.
And I mean, serious elevation game, right?
Oh, yeah, like 60,000 feet of total elevation change.
Which is insane.
That's like climbing Mount Everest twice.
Twice.
Yeah.
From sea level.
So just to put that in perspective for people.
It's a lot. And it's not like, you're on this nice gradual incline.
Oh, no.
It's like up a sheer cliff and then down a sheer
Yeah,
cliff.
they've got these sections with names like Rat Jaw and
Testicle spectrum.
Testicle Spectacle. Yeah. I mean,
come on.
you know what you're getting into with names like that.
Yeah, rat jaw is this like overgrown power line.
Yeah, with these huge thorns that just tear you apart.
And then testicle spectacle is just this like,
Steep, eroded climb.
it's brutal.
And there's Danger Dave's climbing wall,
Oh, yeah.
which is like,
I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like a wall.
it's a wall of rock. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to climb up it somehow.
Yeah, good luck.
And then, all this is hard enough, but then you
Mhm.
add in the time limit
Oh, yeah, 60 hours.
for all 5 loops.
So you've got average like 12 hours per loop.
Yeah, which doesn't sound too bad if you think about it like that.
Yeah, but when you factor in the terrain and the navigation and
weather.
the weather and everything else, it's just impossible for most people.
Yeah, and speaking of the navigation, that's another thing that makes this race so unique.
Yeah, so you don't get any GPS.
No GPS.
No watches with maps on them.
Nope, you get a compass.
You get a compass
And a map.
and a map and a set of instructions.
Yeah, and the instructions are vague.
very vague, like go to this landmark, then turn left at the big tree.
Yeah, and good luck finding the big tree.
Right, and then on top of that, you have to find these hidden books.
13 books per loop.
13 books, yeah, and they're not easy to find.
No, they're tucked away in these like little nooks and crannies.
Yeah, and once you find a book, you have to tear out the page that corresponds to your bib number.
As proof that you were there.
Yeah.
So you're not just running, you're like orienteering.
You're like a treasure hunter.
Yeah. And people get lost all the time.
Oh, yeah. Even experienced navigators.
Yeah, I mean, I've read stories about these elite ultramarathoners who are like,
Used to navigating in the wilderness.
yeah, and they get out there and they're just like, I have no idea where I am.
Yeah, the Barkley will humble you.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you've got the weather, which can be anything.
Oh, yeah. Tennessee in April, it's unpredictable.
So you could have like scorching heat one day.
Over 90 degrees.
Yeah, and then freezing temperatures the next night.
Close to freezing.
And then fog and rain and hail.
Sometimes even snow.
Yeah, and it all just makes the terrain that much more treacherous.
Yeah, you're slipping and sliding and you can't see where you're going.
Yeah, and you're exhausted because you're not getting any sleep.
Yeah, the sleep deprivation is a huge factor.
You've got 60 hours to finish all 5 loops.
Which means you can't really afford to sleep much.
Yeah, maybe like a few power naps here and there.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
But most people are just running on fumes.
And caffeine.
Lots of caffeine.
And hallucinations.
Yeah, I heard a story about one guy who finished the race and he was talking to a tree.
Yeah, he thought it was another runner.
Yeah, he was like, hey, how's it going?
And the tree didn't answer.
No surprise there.
But yeah, that just shows you how messed up your mind can get out there.
Yeah, sleep deprivation is no joke.
Especially when you're pushing your body to its limits.
So with all that in mind, it's no wonder that the success rate for the Barkleys is so low.
Yeah, something like 2%.
Yeah, over 1,000 attempts since 1986.
Only 20 people have finished.
20.
Yeah, and there have been many years with no finishers at all.
Yeah, it's that hard.
And it's not just weekend warriors trying this either.
Oh, no.
We're talking about the best ultra marathoners in the world.
People who've won like Western States and UTMB and
The big West.
and they come to the Barkley and they get humbled.
Yeah, it's a whole different beast.
Yeah, but there have been some incredible performances over the years.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So Mark Williams was the first person to ever finish it.
Back in 1995.
Yeah, and then Brett Mon, he holds the men's record.
52 hours, 3 minutes and 8 seconds.
Yeah, that's insane.
And then, of course, Jasmine Paris.
The first woman to finish.
Yeah, in 2024, and she finished with just 99 seconds to spare.
99 seconds.
Yeah, can you imagine the pressure?
Oh my gosh.
Lazarus Lake is there with his stopwatch just counting down the seconds.
And she's just barely makes it.
Yeah, it was incredible.
And speaking of Lazarus Lake, you know, he's such a character.
He's the mastermind behind all this.
Yeah, he's got this whole mystique about him.
Yeah, he doesn't give interviews very often.
No, he's very private.
And he likes to keep the details of the race shrouded in secrecy.
Yeah, the course map, for example, is like a state secret.
Yeah, nobody knows the exact route except for Laz and a few trusted volunteers.
And even the way you sign up for the race is a mystery.
Yeah, you have to figure out the secret code and send a letter and...
Yeah, it's this whole elaborate process.
And then if you're lucky enough to get selected, you have to pay $1.60.
$1.60.
Yeah, and bring a license plate from your home state or country.
Like as a tribute?
Yeah, something like that.
It's so weird.
It's so Barkley.
Yeah, and then once you're actually in the race, the aid stations are minimal.
Minimal is an understatement.
Yeah, they're like 2 unmanned water drops.
2?
2.
Yeah, and that's it.
You have to carry all your own food and gear.
And you can only access your drop bags.
At the camp between loops.
So once you're out on the loop, you're on your own.
Yeah, no pacers, no crew, no outside help.
You're just battling the elements and your own demons.
Yeah, it's a true test of self-sufficiency.
And mental toughness.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, we've talked a lot about the physical challenges of the Barkley.
Right, the terrain, the navigation,
Yeah.
the weather.
Yeah. But I think the mental aspect is even more important.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You're out there for days.
Sleep deprived.
Hallucinating.
Lost in the woods.
And you just have to keep going.
You have to find that inner strength.
Yeah, and I think that's what draws people to this race.
Yeah, it's a challenge unlike any other.
It's a chance to push yourself to the absolute limit.
And to see what you're really made of.
Yeah, and even if you don't finish, which most people don't.
Yeah, even if you don't finish, you still learn something about yourself.
You learn about your resilience, your determination, your ability to overcome adversity.
And I think that's a valuable lesson.
Yeah, for sure.
So, we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah, we've talked about the history of the Barkley, the course, the challenges.
The legendary figures, the memorable moments.
Yeah.
And I think it's clear that this is not just a race.
It's an experience.
It's a test of human endurance.
And a testament to the power of the human spirit.
So if you're ever looking for a challenge,
a real challenge,
something that will push you to your limits,
and beyond,
then the Barkley Marathons might just be for you.
But be warned.
It's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah. Only the toughest, the most determined, the most resilient will succeed.
And even then.
It's a long shot. That's what makes it so special.
Yeah, that's the Barkley Mare.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Until next time.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.